Hi there, and welcome to our virtual tour. This experience has been captured in full 360, which means you are free to look around and explore as we take you on this journey. Simply click and drag on the screen, or use the video player's built-in controls to move around. This is the second video of the Rambu Solo funeral ceremony series, where we are witnessing one of the most elaborate and expensive funeral ceremonies in the world. In the first video of the series, we witnessed the Mampatama Pati, or casketing of the deceased, as well as the preparation for the Rambu Solo ceremony, including the carving of the statue, as well as building of the Malantang, a site that includes the huts for the families, guests, and of course, the Lakyan, where the deceased are held during the event. The next ritual is the Mapalao, or carrying of the coffin. The Mapalao ritual is the first part of the 6-day Rambu Solo celebration and is held in the afternoon, just after midday. In the Torajan language, the coffin is referred to as the erong, and it is carried around the ritual location inside a Torajan house-shaped hut called a sarigan. In Torajan tradition, death is a celebration and not a mourning, and so the pallbearers carry the coffins with joy, sometimes even shaking the hut to help cheer each other on. You see, the hut is very heavy, as the coffin is filled with the deceased's sentimental belongings to travel with them to the afterlife, accompanying them to Puya, or heaven. In this ritual, coffins are carried around the ritual location accompanied by the sound of a gong, and then finally raised into a lakyan, which is a small Torajan house where the Torajan people place the coffins temporarily for a day or two before the burial. Once the coffins have been placed in the lakyan, it's time for the mantarima tamu, or the guest reception. The first day of the reception is for the extended families. As you can see, they enter the village and walk towards the reception hut, where they're greeted with betel nuts and cigarettes. This hut is called Lantang Karampon, or the reception hut, and they are decorated as beautifully as possible with typical Torajan carvings and accessories.
Madidiom Yomai Sangata Umpatu Papa Peli.
Throughout the rituals, a group of village women serve the guests coffee, tea and cakes. In the reception hut, women and men are seated in separate sections, making it easier to give offerings, which differ between men and women. Cigarettes for the men and siri or betel nut for women. The master of ceremonies, called Gora Gora Tongkon in the Torajan language, would then read the names of the groups, where the group came from, and what they brought as offerings, buffaloes or pigs or both, and to whom these offerings are addressed to, whether they have come to pay their debts or if they've come to mourn. The Gora Gora Tongkon will read this list out in a poetic manner, so the guests feel welcomed and appreciated.
Papa Peli, Waina Papa Peles, Gomai Pangala, Umpatu Papa Peli.
The event continues the next day with the reception of relatives and friends, but it does vary depending on the traditional customs of the village. Before entering the reception hut, all guests must register the name of their group leader at the post that is guarded by special staff from the village office. When registering, they'll be asked what the purpose of their visit is and if they bring livestock. They'll be asked if the purpose of bringing the livestock is to pay off their debts or if it is a gift. They'll also be asked who the recipient of the livestock is, whether it's for the immediate family of the deceased, their extended families, or addressed to all families to be shared without exception. During this registration, they are required to pay taxes for each of the livestock they bring.
Si tundan to mamma, si royang to matindo, ang ganna to sa arapudalang, to sangkapunan now.
Right now, the guests are escorted to the reception hut, where they are entertained with traditional music, food, drinks, cake, betel nuts and cigarettes. Like the previous day, the master of ceremonies would then read the names of the groups, where the groups came from, what they brought, whether it's buffalo, pigs or both, and to whom they are addressed to, whether they just came to pay their debts or whether they have come to mourn. When they arrive in the reception room, they are served betel nuts and cigarettes by a group from an immediate family. The village women also come in to serve the guests coffee, tea and cakes. When it is time, some guests will leave the reception hut to bring out the pigs they brought as offerings. These pigs are processed around the ritual location for meat. They will share two parts of the meat, some parts for the guests to take home and some parts for the family it is intended for. The next ritual is the mantunu, or the sacrificing. It is the ritual where all the remaining buffaloes and pigs will be sacrificed, and the meat is cut into small pieces and distributed to the family of the deceased, all residents of the village and everyone involved in the ceremony. The reason that they sacrifice the buffalo and pigs is that the Torajan people believe the dead spirits will escort the dead to go back to Puya. Join us next time, where we explore the next ritual, the manutu, or the sacrificing.